Support comes from UT's Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center, featuring miles of trails and nearly 900 native plant species. More about the official Botanic Garden of Texas at wildflower.org.
Zen, the word, means that, you have a journey from the world of man to the world of nature. It's actually all about feeling good and bringing a little bit of nature into our environment and feeling, the feeling of tranquility in our little piece of the world. I love Japanese gardens because they are so natural and calm and peaceful, and they have a property of introducing meditativeness. It's very alluring to us. We like the design principles that these gardens offer. So typically you'll see misu, water, you'll see ishi, which is rock, you'll see plants. You'll typically also see bridges, and you'll see some representation of paths or walkways which kind of show interconnectedness with nature. We started the pond in 2004. Lisa got me a preformed 150-gallon tub, and that's how it all started. We had never built ponds before. We didn't have any experience with water or aquariums or anything like that. So we just filled it with water, added fish, and it grew from there. In 2016, the first element that we added was actually the red bridge. I built that as an engineering project with my daughter, and it came out really well. And so we didn't understand the concepts back then, and so we evolved the concepts from that point on. And we started adding more elements, started reading more about Japanese culture and what it introduces and how we can do things. And so to just bring the meditativeness into our lives. The red bridge is called guzi and in Japanese, and it typically means a red curved bridge. So the characters on the bridge, they spell Heiwana Shima, which means peaceful island. And the characters on the above ground pool, we call it koi pool, which is literally pronounced koi puro in Japanese. And that's what the letters represent, is the words koi puro. Our daughter printed them in 3D lettering using her 3D printer. She's been very active with us in building these, the ponds, and she always, when she comes back on vacation, we're always doing projects around the pond, and it's a lot of fun. It's a family activity. So now we have a in-ground pool, which is about 6,000 gallons of water. It includes an island. You go from one space from outside the island path to the island, and there's a little bench and bistro set on the island. You can sit there and enjoy lunches most days. Sometimes I'll go see the different colors of the fish. It's just so relaxing to see them swimming around, just all the different colors and the patterns. And carp is actually also one of the essential elements for a water garden.
Each of our ponds has a black and white fish. Those are also for the yin yang and balance. You're supposed to also have one in each pond, also for warding off evil. Herons, raccoons.
Yeah, so we built because the pond isn't very deep, typically you'll have ponds that are over 3 feet deep, and that's ideal. So we couldn't dig that far because of limestone. And so what I did was I created a system above ground. So I built a kind of a wall using just basic chicken wire, and I strung fishing lines across it. And so the fishing lines are actually anchored with fishing anchors, so I can move them. So there's a lot of practicality into it because I need to get into the water all the time. So I've cut out some gates, which you can't really see, so they're kind of camouflaged and they kind of blend in. But you can remove certain sections and panels from that chicken wire fencing that I've built, and you can move the fishing wire because it's not tied down. The above ground pond doesn't need the chicken wire system. The reason is that I built these railings on the side of it, so the heron can't actually land and get a footrest. So the waterfalls are done in multiple levels. So basically they're freestanding waterfalls. They're structurally balanced. And like if you look deep underneath, they're basically just cement blocks. And I built the structure of large slabs on top of cement blocks, and it's freestanding, it's not connected to anything. The reason for that is that if there is ever shift in the ground, I don't want one area to push onto the waterfall, which will make the waterfall fall down. The bog above it, the bog actually empties onto the waterfall, and it's part of the waterfall system. And then we built a above ground pool about 2 years ago, I want to say. The red Japanese torii gates are called akini. Aka is the word for red, and the meaning in Japanese is to ward off evil. We don't necessarily need to ward off evil here, but the whole meaning is very interesting. Like if you start listening and learning about these things, it adds a lot of value. The structure is made out of wood. The same friend, Ernest, he helped me, who gave me the lantern, who built the lantern for us. He helped build the above ground pond, so both of us, did our own engineering. It's reinforced on the sides, so after we put water in it, I noticed that the walls were kind of buckling to the sides. And to reinforce it, I put heavy duty wire across the top of the above ground pond. And so I tighten it every once in a while so that it's actually not buckling anymore. The water doesn't really get into the wood because it's already all covered. And the way I build the caps on top and the sides, it drains the water away from the sides of the pond. The lantern is built by a friend of ours. Amazing work. He did a lot of research. It's actually covering a lot of my electrical.
The purpose of the panels was to cover up the filters and pumps. I would look out at our beautiful pond, and for me that was a big distraction to see them. And so I found these wonderful panels on Etsy. The paper behind it covered up the holes, and he put lights behind it, and so at night with the lighting behind it, it also brings another element to it.
That lantern is called a Yukimi Lantern. It's actually a typical type of lantern which has feet. The light in it is actually a LED flaming bulb. It gives this impression that there's actually a flame burning inside. I protect it from the water so that actually if you're putting a flame bulb in the lantern and the lantern happens to be where you have your irrigation system going on, that can become a problem, as I found out. So the simple trick to save your bulb and the electrical is to just put a sandwich bag, plastic sandwich bag right on top of the bulb. And the water, if it hits the bulb, it'll just drain off. I just joined the Pond Society, I want to say a year and a half ago, and it's been great. I got a lot of ideas. I've seen a lot of ponds. It's all about people coming and sharing ideas and talking about ponds. It's something that everybody likes to do. So being together with like-minded people is really helpful. So you exchange ideas and you help each other. That's what it's about.
You do need to get out of the house and do something different, decompress, de-stress. On the weekends, we come out here and just enjoy a pot of tea and just chill, if you will.
The whole environment that we've created helps me relax. Just close your eyes, listen to the sound of water. The waterfalls. You open your eyes, you can see a beautiful garden in front of you, which is very relaxing. It's meant to not be complicated. It's meant to be simple. Those are the Zen principles that we're trying to apply here. Is the simplicity and not having too much. You'll see some of the Japanese gardens where there's a lot going on in the Japanese garden. There's a lot of plants. There's a lot of things going on, and we try to keep it very simple. It's like that's not for us. That's not what that's about. It's about more having just enough, not too much, not overcrowding, not having too many colors, just the basics. Then you feel like, yes, that's actually how it is and that's how it should be.